Micah Parsons still a Cowboy. Will he continue to be a Cowboy? There was some talk that maybe they would decide to trade him. Right now, the talk is all about getting him signed long-term. Last year of his rookie contract, fifth-year option, $24 million. I've said before, Charean, it should not take long to do a deal. They should be able to get it done as quickly as Max Crosby's deal got done. It shouldn't take a lot of time, but this is what we've seen from the Cowboys. Let me ask you this before we get into the meat of the Parsons situation. Why do you think the Cowboys notoriously drag their feet with these big-name contracts?
Because I think Jerry likes his money too much and he doesn't want to part with his money. That's my theory. He didn't want to part with the cash. I just think he wants to hang on to it as long as he can.
Charean, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I thought we'd be surprised by the size of the check that he would write if it would guarantee a Super Bowl. And I say all the time now, we'd be surprised by it because of how small it would be.
Yeah, well, and it's the reason they don't go out and spend in free agency. I just think he doesn't want to spend the money. He has everything he could possibly do in this game. He's done it. He's gotten 3 Super Bowls. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Guess what? They don't put you in twice. Like, he's got generational wealth, multi-generationals forever wealth of the entire Jones family. So what else does he have to do and prove in this league that he hasn't already? To me, there's nothing. He's been a leader in the business part of the league for a really long time, since he bought the team in 1989. I just don't think he has. Sometimes there's just not that motivation. Like, you've done it all. Like, what motivates you to go out and spin big and try to win again? I mean, you've done it. You've been there. I don't know. I just don't think he has that motivation anymore.
And I had that light go on for me last year when he did the all-in comment to our friend Clarence Hill down at the Senior Bowl. He's all in. And then we had to suffer through the gaslighting on the attempt to change the meaning of the phrase all in. I mean, it was crazy. But that's when it occurred to me. And look, he tries to sell us on the idea that he's tormented that the Cowboys haven't gotten back to the Super Bowl in 30 years. I don't think he is. Why would you allow yourself, between the years of early 50s to early 80s, when you should be enjoying the fruits of your labors, the benefits of your risks, the life that you've enjoyed? You've won. Jerry Jones has won. Jerry Jones, you have won, Jerry. You don't even need to come on down. Just stay where you are. You've won. We'll bring it to you. You've won. So why do you want to make yourself nuts? Why do you want to make yourself sick? Why do you want to make yourself twisted up in knots because your football team can't win a Super Bowl? He does that. He acts that way so people will keep giving him their money and people will keep showing up for the games. And they continue to be America's team. And far more impressive than winning a Super Bowl in any one year is maintaining the status of the Cowboys when they haven't even played in a conference championship game since 1995. That is another win, Jerry. Well done. They keep giving you their money. They keep showing up. They keep believing, even though objectively there's nothing to believe in. That is far more impressive than anything he could do on the football field.
Yeah, it is. They are still America's team. They still go to the games. They're still sold out. It's a full house and one of the largest stadiums in the NFL, and they keep going, and they keep buying merchandise, and they keep rooting for the team. And as long as that's there, there's not that motivation to win anymore, I don't think. That's my theory, Mike.
And look, we've seen this week, Charean, Jerry spinning the clock back to 2019 when he was very open about trying to cut out Rocky Arsenault, who was representing Ezekiel Elliott at the time. Might still be for all I know, but that was when it was all happening. Wants to deal directly with the player, and that was a thing this week. Wants to deal directly with Micah Parsons. To his credit, Micah Parsons has slammed the door on that, as he should. But then the report came out that the Cowboys have offered him a contract that would make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. My take on that, this is an effort by the Cowboys to try to make him look greedy. Because we can look at the new money average. There could be some phony bullcrap back-end years. It's very easy to get above $40.25 million in new money average, which is what it takes to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Doesn't tell you a damn thing about the structure of the deal or whether it's a good contract for Micah Parsons to sign. The goal in putting that out there is to get the media and in turn the fans to say, what is he waiting for? He's being selfish. He's being greedy.
Yeah, and this is something not just he hasn't done with Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, he tried it with Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott says, no, talk to my agent. He's the only one who ever did that, but he did the same thing with Zach Martin, with Tyron Smith, with on and on and on.
Des Bryant got it too.
Players
Des Bryant.
Des Bryant, yeah, all of them. He's done it with every big-name player he's had or tried to do it, and now he's done it again with Micah Parsons, and we'll see what that leads to. But all it does is make the agent angry in most cases. And Micah obviously has already tweeted that he's not doing anything without his agent. So, I don't know why the Cowboys would put this out there other than, like you said, making them turn on Micah Parsons saying, get this deal done. The Cowboys have offered to make you the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. What more do you want?
I was trying to find this quote the other day, but I vaguely recall that at some point Des Bryant came out and said, hey, if you want to negotiate directly with me, let's go down on the field and you try to cover me. I think that he said that because Chris made that point the other day, and it set off the synapse. And I feel like he said it at some point. I couldn't find the quote, so I'm just going to choose to remember. Absent hard evidence to the contrary, I'm going to choose to remember that Des Bryant said something like that. Okay, so they do want to get the Parsons deal done, and I do give David Mulugheta a ton of credit for taking the high road here. After Jerry Jones does the ultimate thing of disrespect and says, I don't even know the agent's name. I mean, I think that's worse than deliberately mispronouncing Frank Reich, like David Tepper did a year and a half ago. I think saying, I don't even know who that is. Like, you're not even relevant to me. I'm not even going to bother to ask who is his agent. You mean nothing to me. So David Mulugheta's response was, I agree with Jerry. It's never been about me. The only person that matters here is Micah. And at the end of the day, our goal is for Micah to be able to do for generations of Parsons what Jerry has done for generations of Jones. That's very well put. And that's the right attitude for David Mulugheta to take. And we'll see you at the negotiating table. And look, they're probably going to screw around, and they're going to drag their feet, and they're going to end up paying more, and they're not going to have cap space to maneuver elsewhere. So they're going to be treating August like March and grabbing any guy they can to try to fill out the starting lineup, and they're going to wonder why they're not in the playoffs again.
And that's what happened last year, and we're headed toward the same thing happening this year. And guess what? I don't care what they say. Micah Parsons is crazy if he shows up for anything before he has a new contract.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.